Hello, hi, and welcome to Meaningful Mondays with me, Rashmi Shetty, a space where I share my life lessons. And today's is based on a reality show that I watched yesterday. It was a senior citizen special, and two stories stood out for me. The first one was of Lata Kahare from Maharashtra, who at 68 is a marathoner. Yes, you heard it right. From a village, she comes from a very loving family, her husband who loved her a lot. And 3 years back, when she was 65, her husband fell sick with a heart problem and they needed to do an MRI. The cost was 5,000 rupees and the family could not gather that much of funds. While talking to a neighbor, some of the kids around told her, Aji, why don't you participate in a marathon? She said, oh, really? What is that? They said, you have to run. It's a race. And she said, what's the prize? They said, the prize money is 5,000. That was it. She wanted that money and she decided to go ahead. With no prior practice, experience, she just stepped on, started running on the fields, in the open grounds, and went ahead and took part in that marathon. Her goal was very clear: to win the race at any cost. She took part in the senior citizen category and she ran. Midway through her race, her slipper broke. She just threw the slipper and continued running barefoot. What caught the attention of the public, which was cheering the entire group of senior citizens, was the fact that here was a lady who was in a 9-yard Maharashtrian sari and running her marathon barefoot. She says the last leg of the marathon she completed only because the public was cheering her so much. She didn't know where she gathered the strength, mustered that stamina, but she completed the race, won it, and collected that 5,000 for her husband. Today, 3 years later, her husband is no more, but her marathon running continues. The other story is of India's senior most model, one of the senior most models, a 62-year-old. Dinesh Mohan, good looking. And if you just Google his name, you'll see how many pictures of his come in. He's a character artist in movies of Salman Khan, Rajnikant. So obviously he's been noticed by quite a few. And somebody who came from a space of being 130 kilos at one point, so much so that he could not walk or take a step and was bedridden for a year. When he noticed that he had slipped into a depression, so much so that he was feeling so terrible that even to get off the bed, he needed help. And without anybody around, he can't lead his life. He decided to take charge. Met a dietitian, spoke to a dietitian, got his diet checked, and from then on started his fitness journey. And today is somebody who's an inspiration for a lot of youngsters around him. Two stories of two different people, one from Delhi, the other from Maharashtra, but a common goal: finding themselves. Both now in their 60s are inspiration for us to say age is just a number. The day we own our lives, we decide to own our stories, I think there's a lot life has in store for us. These are tough times. Things are not going as per plan. Challenges are aplenty. But this is also the time for us to find out and clarify, because we know tough times don't last, tough people do. Take charge of your lives and you'll be surprised what comes on the other side. Like Dinesh Mohan says, I just decided to take charge of my life and take care of my health, and life did the rest. Have a meaningful, purposeful week ahead. Stay safe, stay blessed.